Hello and welcome to the Build with Baer Workshop. My name is Pat Baer and I'm here to build a model kit, and I'm also here to hang out with all of you. And I'm going to start things off by throwing the Bear Cave, the Lego, the site, the tier 2 blue emote into chat. If you are currently a subscriber, you can reply with those emotes. If you are not yet a subscriber, you can say hi. You can use other people's emotes. And if you need to be a lurker, or you feel like being a lurker, or you gotta be a lurker, well, you can just go ahead and lurk. That's okay. I am currently working on the Duel Blitz Gundam High Grade. Lashbrook is here. Hello, Lashbrook. Happy to have you here. The Duel Blitz Gundam is mostly a dual Gundam with some of the Blitz weapons. It does have some extra armor, so we're building the main regular thing that looks very similar to the way the dual looks, and then we're going to add some stuff to it. We are almost body complete on the main portion of the kit, and then we'll add some stuff to it, which will be good. I'm excited to work on this kit because it's looking pretty rad. We got a panel on the legs. That is where we left off on Monday's stream. So we'll get into that in a moment. Yeah, let's go to the overhead camera. Let's get into things and things. We'll get right into it. Like that. Yeah, there we go. That's centered-ish. It's centered somewhat, like that. We'll get into it. We are currently at 18 subscribers. My goal is to hit 40 subscribers. If you would like to become a subscriber, that would be rad. If you want to gift a sub, you want to be the first person in November to gift a sub, you could do that if you wanted to. You've got options, and it would be nice if you wanted to do that. You could. It'd be cool. I'm just gonna do these side skirts right now because they're also right here. So I'll get these side skirts panel lined, and then we will panel line the legs, and then we will put the whole thing together, and then we will start the next part of this build, as it were. Yeah, I hope you're doing good out there on this Thursday. It's almost the weekend. And I hope you're all have cool weekend plans, or no plans at all on purpose. I hope you have a good weekend when that comes in. Maybe your weekend started today. Maybe you work on Sunday and this is your day off and you got Friday off or whatever, or you just, whatever it is, whatever it ends up being, If you're working right now, hey, if you're working right now, I hope it's going good. I hope you are. I hope that I am part of your work day or evening or whatever, and you're having a good time. I hope it's going well for you. I did not get up to a whole lot today. Today was like an email catch-up day. I did get caught up on a few things. I sent out a bunch of messages, working on a few little things behind the scenes for some stuff. So I was like sending some emails about that. There is a video game coming out in December that I put in a request for, because that would be nice. And I had to fill out I'm not going to say the name of the video game, but there's a game coming out in December that I want to play on stream. And it was like 5 pages for the requests for it. I was blown away. I was like, wow, this is a lot. I am filling out a lot of information to get a code of this game early. Hey, Lord Crashington, welcome. Yeah, it was an excessive amount of stuff that I was being asked about this. And I was like, I hope I get this, but Jesus. Who knows? Who even knows? Who could say if that's going to come to anything, but it would be nice if it did. Nathan asks, hey Pat, any new Hearthstone decks since the new expansion lost? Honestly, Nathan, no. This one feels kind of a dud. I am going to do a Hearthstone stream at some point. It might be next week. It might be the week after, depending on how my Patreon voting goes, because my $3, $5, and $10 patrons are currently voting. If I find a new, look, if I end up doing it next Tuesday, I will find new decks to play. But right now, I don't have anything new. I just have a couple new cards that I've added to previous decks. There's a 1-cost... so I have a standard deck where there is a 5-cost minion that puts 10 legendaries in your deck. It's an Aviana version from last expansion, and there's and so you only play 1 minion in your deck natively. Oh, Lord Crashington's had a bunch of streaks there. Nice. So you just play one minion, and there's a bunch of cards that pull minions from your deck, or pull out minions from your deck, so you can play that, and you can usually tutor it out pretty fast. But I play that in standard because it makes it like it would work in wild for sure, but in standard there are less legendaries, so it increases the chances that you'll get one of the good ones, because there are some dud legendaries, of course. So I found a new card for that in the latest expansion. It is a 1 cost that discovers a card from your deck and puts the other 2 at the bottom of your deck. And so that's that's a nice card for that deck. So I put that in there. But I was playing around with a hunter deck because there are some hunter legendaries that are kind of neat, Nathan. There is the one that just destroys I think it destroys your hand or destroys your deck and your hand, but then just gives you a +1/+1 banana forever or some dumb stuff. It was a dumb thing, and I was like, well, I didn't pull that out of a deck. I don't know if I want to craft that, but there's probably a stupid hunter deck that I will check out at some point. But I need to get more legendaries for that deck. For those interested, there are 2 new mechanics. I made a couple myself, mostly stuck to Battlegrounds these days. I hear you, Nathan. I mostly stick to Wild, and so I just I put some new cards. There is a 8-cost dragon neutral that is a taunt. It's like a 4/12 taunt, and has a death rattle. Put a minion on the board. Is that better than other high-cost cards for my death rattle rogue deck? No, but I'm putting it in because it's new. And it's kind of a fun dragon. So I put that in. I put that in my big shaman and my cheat death rattle rogue decks, because I thought that was kind of it's nice to play a new card. There is a 3-cost. I believe it is a neutral. It might be a rogue card, but there is a 3-cost death rattle card that is a 4/1 with the death rattle. Summon a 4/1 that attacks an opponent's minion. So it's a 4/1 that summons a 4/1 that immediately attacks, so it doesn't stick around for that long. And that's like a kind of fun 3-cost card. I'm like, I don't mind that. I don't mind that, as a cheap card. So I put that in my death rattle deck, my expensive death rattle deck. It's nice to have a couple cheap death rattles in that expensive deck. But yeah, overall, I'm not particularly excited about the new mechanics. Rewind. Rewind is a new mechanic that is on some new cards, and they put it on some previous cards as well. Rewind is kind of what you think. You get another chance. So let's say you have a Discover. You have, you know what? I'll make it simple. You have a card that is draw card out of your deck. Rewind is you draw a different card out of your deck. It gives you another chance, or you can keep it. And sometimes there's rewind and rewind on a card, so you can do it multiple times. There is target a random enemy. Rewind lets you target, lets you give another chance to target that. Discover. Rewind on Discover is kind of neat. Discover a card from your deck, rewind, try again. That is a kind of an interesting mechanic, although if you were trying to do a lot in a turn, it can get you can end up roping a lot. It's not necessarily that impressive. And then Fabled is a new mechanic. Fabled is a new keyword card where basically it is a legendary that also puts other legendaries in your deck, and then they play off of each other. The Hunter deck that I was talking about has a Fabled card as its center. And each of those legendaries does something, interacts with each other. One is if you've played one of these other cards, then do this thing. And so it behooves you to play those, and you have to figure out situationally okay, well, which one do I want to play and not get an extra benefit from? And that's kind of interesting, but like not really. Most of the decks that I have seen in Hearthstone right now, as we get close to body completing this kit, we got to build the backpack. We'll build a backpack. But most of the decks I have seen, unfortunately, right now are like zoo decks I'm not interested in playing, like rush decks that I'm just like not really here for. But I haven't, it's the last expansion kind of didn't move the needle for a lot of people, and this expansion does not seem to have moved the needle for a lot of people. And it's been a while since there have been back-to-back Hearthstone expansions where I was like, ooh. And the expansion, well, I should say this. I liked the last expansion. I didn't like the mini set. The mini set did not move the meta at all. But I liked the last expansion, but I know a lot of people didn't. I was excited for more quests, and I know some people were just like, eh. But then also, a lot of people seemingly didn't like the imbue, which was the big thing before that. Kindred, I think, it is eventually going to be really cool, but right now isn't doing much for anybody. But yeah, overall, I would say Hearthstone is in a bit of a bad spot, and I'm a little like I'm not worried about Hearthstone going away, right? But it does feel like it is going to become less and less of a priority for Activision, Blizzard. Like I don't think we're ever getting. I don't want to say I don't think. I'm pretty sure we're never getting another mode, like another new mode. I think that like it's the twist as a format just was a wet fart, and I think that's the last like, oh, this is going to be a new mode in here that like they'll keep what they have, but I think that there's just going to be less and less people working on the game, which is frustrating because I like Hearthstone, so I would like there to be more of it. But whenever I do stream it, which will be this month, when I do stream it, I will make sure to find some decks to play, even if I have to craft a bunch of legendaries. But we'll see. I don't know. I was watching the theory crafting, but like theory crafting is weird because some events they have to like use a lot of the new cards because Hearthstone, devs want them to show off the new cards. And it's like, well, this isn't a good version of this deck because it's using a bunch of substandard cards. Or like, I like playing Wild, and some people who are playing Wild, like a lot of the Wild streamers that I was watching or YouTubers that I was watching have kind of like moved on, which they should have. Like, it makes sense that they moved on. Like, good for them. I'm glad they're like finding other things to do because it's rough out there. If you are focused as a Hearthstone streamer, it's pretty rough. So I'm glad that people are finding other revenue or whatever. But I don't know. We'll see. At some point, like some of the people I follow will start posting some weird decks, and there'll be something in there that like really speaks to me. But right now, I don't got it. Honestly, mostly I'm just playing the Bat deck, the Bat board deck from last season that was broken and busted. There's like one new card that's good for it from the expansion. I've mostly just been playing that and racking up some cheap wins while I wait for new stuff to come out that I'm really interested in. That's kind of where I'm at with Hearthstone right now, which is a shame because I do like playing the game. And I usually by now I have like one deck I'm playing that aren't just old decks, but that has not come to be, unfortunately. All right, why can't I get this piece to connect? Oh, there it is. There it is. I was just doing it wrong. All right, let's panel line this, and then we will We will build a weapon or two, and then we will be body complete on this kit, except for all the cool armor, the movie armor stuff that we need to put on here, which we'll do, of course. Grand Theft Auto 6 has been delayed. This is not an old story. This is a new update. It's been delayed again. Grand Theft Auto 6 was originally going to come out of May 2026. It has now been pushed to November of 2026. And so that's a long delay. And who knows if that's the last of these delays. It's like, sure. This was announced via Twitter. Yes, Lord Crashington. We'll get to that. We will get to that. Rockstar Games tweet, Hi everyone. Grand Theft Auto 6 will now release Thursday, November 19th, 2026. We are sorry for adding additional time to what we realize has been a long wait, but these extra months will allow us to finish the game with level of polish you have come to expect and deserve. Yeah. Originally, it was reported to be coming out this year, and then it got delayed until May of next year, and now it has been delayed until November 19th. And if you think about it for a second, that's over a year away, and that's fine. Come out in a year, whatever. Do what you gotta do. And I don't know. I mean, that's the only thing people are talking about when it comes to Rockstar, of course. There is nothing else about Rockstar that we would be talking about. Rockstar accused of deflecting after claiming fired union workers leaked information. You may remember that I talked about this, that a bunch of people from the Canadian and the Rockstar North Scotland Rockstar teams got fired, and they were like, hey, these are all people who are either in one of the unions or were in a Slack channel talking about unionization efforts. This fucking sucks. It is clearly illegal in the United Kingdom. Well, don't worry about it, guys. This was not union busting. Rockstar just came out with a statement that these former employees had been distributing and discussing confidential information in a public forum. To which many people said, well, then where are the leaks? If they have been leaking, if they were leaking things, where is it? Because wouldn't that be news? Wouldn't that be on websites? Maybe not reputable websites, but unreputable websites? If they were leaking information, wouldn't that information be somewhere? If it was indeed confidential information in a public forum, wouldn't we know about that? It's weird. It's almost like they're lying. That's over 30 employees for sharing company information in a forum that included non-employees. Not. Because again, and there would be in this Slack channel, there would be non-employees. Those would be representatives of the Independent Workers Union of Great Britain, who were discussing with them, of course, ways to unionize their office, to go through the process of unionizing further offices. It's just very fucking obvious and stupid. It's just dumb. It's real dumb. 30 people have been asked to Take-Two Interactive associate Rockstar for attempting to improve their working conditions by joining a union. Take-Two and Rockstar initially said those employees were fired for gross misconduct, and now they've expanded that. So originally they just said gross misconduct, and now they're like, this is specific what's going on. We took action against a small number of individuals who were found to be distributing and discussing confidential information in a public forum, a violation of our company policies. This is no way related to people's right to join a union or engage in union activities. No way is that related. These things are completely unrelated. Of course they are. And then, wait, is this the wrong thing? Yeah. Okay. And then Rockstar is like, yeah, Lord Crashing, complete coincidence. And then, okay, in a statement sent to game developer and IWGB, that's the Independent Workers Union of Great Britain, the spokesman said Rockstar is attempting to deflect from truth and remains afraid of hardworking staff privately discussing and exercising their rights for a fairer workplace and collective voice. Crucially, the IWGB say UK workers have a statutory right to engage in private conversation with union organizers that supersedes any employment contract. And that's where it's like, that's what I'm saying. Like, this union busting is I mean, it's just stupid in general, but it's specifically stupid to do this in the United Kingdom. It's just like, what are you thinking about? Like, what? Why would you think that would, like, why did you think that would work out? Like, what? What are you doing? Huh? Let's see. Those discussions took place in a private Discord. I'm sorry, I was saying Slack. It was a Discord. A private Discord channel that all of the fired workers had joined. IWGB said members of that Discord channel never discussed Rockstar products or titles. There was a small protest outside of Take-Two's headquarters in London to demand a reinstatement. And there was a picket. A group of IWGB members and supporters protested today. So that's good. You know what? Good on them. Get out there. Let the people know that you are fucking pissed about what's going on. Make your voice heard and all of that. It's important. Yeah, it's just like one of those things you're just like, what? Why? Like, I get it. You definitely don't want a union. But, like, who gave you this legal advice? Like, what? And then, you know, do I, your friend Pat, do I think that there is a correlation? Do I think that, sorry, I have to see sticker 4. Do I think that there is an actual correlation between these firings and the backlash to these firings and Rockstar deciding to announce that they're delaying the game? No, I don't think this is a subterfuge move. I think this was like the planned. I think they were trying to get ahead out of this and they were like, oh, hey, before we tell everybody we're delaying the game, we should like squash this fucking union shit. We should just get that out of the way. I feel like it was just done ahead of that. Not as a deflective measure. Because they were going to announce it anyway at some point. It's like a weird coincidence in timing that they did it now, but I don't think it was because of that. Robo Troll Call says, UK doesn't have free speech as part of their constitution. Sorry, Brits. You're right. We weren't talking about free speech at all. But you are correct. That is not what we're talking about, and that's not what's happening here. This is union busting, not, oh, these British and Canadian employees were like talking in a Discord, and you clearly can't do that because of that's a pub. First of all, saying that a private Discord is a public forum is silly, but you could argue that, well, can anyone join that Discord with an invite that makes it public? yada, yada, yada. That's for lawyers to discuss, I'm sure. But by saying, hey, like, that is like literally British law. You can talk to union organizers, and you can't say that is gross misconduct or leaking information. But we'll see. At the very least, somebody out there in Rockstar and on Rockstar Legal was just like, yeah, this won't cost us a lot of money, right? Like, to me, that's what it feels like, right? It doesn't feel like, oh, this is a open and shut thing. This won't be a problem. We're fine. It's you know what? This won't be that bad. Now, could this have the actual opposite effect of quelling union efforts? Yes. Often. No, I don't want to say this happens all the time. I don't want to say this happens all the time, but often. When management is like, hey, we're going to make it almost impossible for you to start a union, generally, that's when people who are on the fence about being in a union suddenly get pretty fucking interested in being in a union. There are two ways that the union efforts really blossom. One is a lot of people got laid off and there is job insecurity. And two, when people start getting fired who just coincidentally were trying to start a union. I've seen this in many places, many times, through many years. I want to see who were they unionized with. This is a separate thing that is somewhat related here. Let's see how Kickstarter United is doing right now. Yes. Kickstarter United had which is a union of Kickstarter employees. Make it clear they were not asking people to boycott Kickstarter, but they are currently. I'm going to double check here. I want to look at their website to see how many days. They've been on strike for 36 days. And it hasn't made like big news, but they've been on strike for 36 days. They started striking, like I said, like a month and change ago. One of the first, this was a few years ago when Kickstarter, when people at Kickstarter were looking to unionize, suddenly a couple people got fired from Kickstarter. And in one instance, they were able to say oh yeah, well, this person had disciplinary meetings with us prior. This is unrelated to their efforts to start a union. But the other two, they could not make that stick and didn't. And they did indeed lose a lawsuit with one of them. One of them who was just like, yeah, I'm independently wealthy. I was doing this for fun, but you fired me for trying to help other employees. So now I'm going to sue you because I do not care how much money it costs. And that person, their lawsuit was settled out of court. But yeah, specifically, I will say that one of the reasons why they have had a strike is because Kickstarter management fired people who were trying to start a union. That pushes union efforts more than almost anything else other than layoffs. Like when people are like, oh, fuck, they're firing people now for this shit. That means they're fucking scared. Okay, I guess we should talk about the union. So, good luck to the Kickstarter folks that are still on strike. But we'll see. Anyway, they do have a union. This is not striking to have a union. This is striking for their second union contract. Because they did form a union in 2022 and got a contract. And then they they could not make that work, so they have decided to go on strike. I want to check their. I just want to get updated. It's been a while since I looked in on this. I want to see how they're doing here. Oh, literally today. They had a little Zoom about it. Some information about that happened today. Okay. Doing some streams, getting the word out. Doing what they can. They got a Twitch channel, which is smart when you think about the people who would be interested in their union efforts. It's like, yeah, makes sense. Anyway, good luck to the folks who were wrongfully terminated from Rockstar. It's fucking bullshit. Good luck to them. We are done with this kit, except for all the cool extra armor that you see in the photo in the corner. But we are going to take a photo of the base version of this kit, the Duel Blitz without all of the bells and whistles. We'll take a quick photo of that, and then we'll move on to the next part of the build. Well, I should take a photo like this. Okay. So now we're going to build some cool extra armor, which is now the second kit in a row where I'm going to be adding on cool extra armor, because we had that with the last build we did as well, which is fun. That's a fun little thing that we had 2 in a row that did that. Just happened that way. Happenstance. Anyway, we'll take the weapons off. We'll take the beam sabers off. We got to put them back in. And now we're going to build some extra cool parts, which does mean that we do get some cool orange pieces, which is, not the most common color when it comes to mobile suits, which is a shame, because orange is a great color. Other news. We got some other news out here. News of the world. NetEase is closing a Canadian studio that was formed. You didn't understand the context. Yeah, no problem. Yes, indeed. Completely true. Yeah, it is wild that there are so many, that there aren't more unions. And the fact that there are as many as there are is unfortunately kind of surprising that they've managed to, we've had so many, but yeah, still not fully unionized. So yeah, Bad Brain Game Studios was formed in 2023 in Canada. As a subsidiary of NetEase. Bad Brain Games. Bad Brain Game. It's not plural. It's not games. It's game. Bad Brain Game Studios. They're shutting down this month. They, of course, explained in LinkedIn, and they were looking for new partners, and unfortunately, they were unable to find new partners to keep the studio afloat. And because they did have apparently the option to try to, if they could get a new publisher or a new owner, that'd be okay. But yeah, this is now a lot. Basically, if you work at a Western studio, Canada, America, and you have a deal with NetEase, I would say you should consider that you should be under the impression that you do not have a deal with NetEase. Like, I would say that is probably the better option there. It's just not a good option, but or philosophy is to say, oh, actually, we probably don't. We're not going to exist here. Yeah, they didn't make a game. We don't know what they were working on. And as always, look, studio closures, layoffs, all of that stuff. It always sucks. There's no good or bad of it. It's just all bad. But it is particularly rough when you are working on a game and it wasn't announced yet, right? Like, all you can do is, I was working on unannounced game for studio. You can't your portfolio doesn't have stuff. Now, sometimes people do put stuff up there because they're just like, whatever, that studio doesn't exist anymore. I'm just gonna fucking post about it. But most people don't do that. They just unfortunately have that gap and can only say like, oh yeah, we were working on something, and they like use whatever terms were described by the company, like so in this case, and I'm saying that in this particular case because the folks in charge of Bad Brain Game Studios, they're going to put a sizzle reel out to help support our people as they take their next steps. We're also releasing a sizzle reel from the project publicly, giving everyone a chance to showcase their incredible work and open doors to new opportunities. So the folks that worked on an unannounced game for 2+ years will have the ability to be like, yeah, we made this. This was the thing we made. Which again, that's pretty cool. It's something. At least it's something that you can point at and be like, oh, okay, well, this was the thing that we were working on. I can show you this, and I was doing this kind of work in this game as shown here. And that is obviously not as good as being employed still, but is certainly better than a lot of folks deal with when it comes to layoffs on unannounced games or games that were not, unveiled. You have something you can at least point to, even if you can't like show off the concept art that you created or whatever. So it's something. Again, not great, but it's something. Let's see. Hey, Fallout 4 got an update, which is weird. For the 10th year anniversary of Fallout 4, there's an update coming out. But also, if you play at this point, if you're playing Fallout 4, you're probably running a bunch of mods, and I bet a lot of those mods are gonna fucking break. So heads up on that one. But yeah, we're gonna the creations menu, and there's going to be some gameplay. Bethesda is like, hey, if you have any mods that change the main menu, because the main menu is also going to have this like they're updating the main menu with this creations menu subheader, and they're like, yeah, that could really fuck shit up. So maybe you don't want to do that. Maybe you don't want to. Which is like, yeah, that makes sense. That you wouldn't want to. Ooh, okay, so we got the new chest here with our extra armor. Let's build the other part. It does have stickers. We got all these. Unfortunately, not all of the orange on this kit is plastic. Some of it is sticker form, which is like, I understand. I don't like it, but I understand it. But we'll get this next piece on here. Let's see, yeah. November 10th is when this patch is coming out, which is the 10th anniversary of the game's release. And there have been some adjustments. This update doesn't just add the Creation Club, the Creations menu, which is just an easier way to see what you've bought from the Creation Club, I believe. But apparently they're going to update VATS. Let's see, it will be consistent across all platforms and will no longer drop to 0% or show incorrect values. 10 years later, they're like, oh, we fixed VATS. It's just so fucking funny. When I saw that, I was like, what are you saying? What are we doing here? What do you mean? You like, oh, good. One of the essential mods that I've had, when I was playing this game, it's been a while since I played it, but when I was playing that game, one of the mods I had was to fix VATS, and it's so fucking funny that they're like 10 years later, like, oh yeah, all right. Yeah, don't worry about it. We figured it out. We figured out what we need to do for this. So funny to me. They're going to fix ultra wide, which makes sense that they didn't have that in there, and super ultra wide support. And that's nice. But there's a bunch of other little things. It sounds like they also are putting some changes in that were from community patches. So that's nice that that's going to include that. That is always helpful when those get added in. But mostly is just, to me, unbelievably funny that they're going to fucking change VATs around. But yeah, it sounds like a lot of mods are going to fucking break with this one. And one of the issues with a game that is from 10 fucking years ago is not everyone is going to update their mods. Some of those folks don't mod anymore, or they got their accounts closed, you know, on Nexus or whatever, or they are, you know, they're no longer interested, or they haven't learned about it, or they don't care, or they got rode out of the community for being weird about something else, or perhaps they are no longer with us, which is the case for... There was a Fallout New Vegas mod that 3 people were working on, and this story was never fully verified, so I am speaking in allegedly and supposedly. I will say supposedly a lot for this. Supposedly, there was a group of 3 folks working on a Fallout New Vegas mod for years, and it was like an overhaul and a new area, and it was like bridging the gap between 3 and 4 is one of the projects. There have been several projects that wanted to do that, and it sounded fucking cool as hell. And then they just stopped working on it, and people didn't know why, and they never quite knew why. And reportedly, it's because 2 of the 3 people that were working on this big expansion are no longer with us due to the war in Ukraine. And like, that's like crazy to think about, but and again, this is allegedly, there has not been a confirmation on these things. The person that reportedly is a survivor of this had made some statements about the other. They're pausing work on it because the other 2 guys were doing their duty, and then said, hey, the project is never going to happen now. And so people made some assumptions based on previous conversations and comments from all 3 of them. And again, I cannot verify this information, but it definitely seems like that's what the fuck happened. And again, that's fucking crazy, but, you know, statistically probable. But yeah, sometimes those things just don't end up coming out. But 10 years later, official updates are happening. All right, I have to figure out how this piece connects here. So, pardon me while I try to figure that out. Oh, does it snap into here? Oh, it might snap into there. Okay, so that goes in like that. That goes in like that. Oops. I'm going to pop these pieces out for a second here so that I can try to get this just on its own, and then I will try to snap those in. I'm like trying to figure this out here. My apologies. I'm just going to pop this out here. I'm going to do it like this because that might make things easier for me to be able to see what's going on here. Nope, that's not doing what I need to do. Maybe I'm doing this wrong, but this feels right. It can't be going like this. It's got to be going like this. Put on this extra armor. It's being bonkers, being weird. It's almost like it wants to go like this, but that doesn't make any sense, because then, like, how does it snap into place? Unless it's supposed to go high up. That doesn't make any sense either. Hmm. Mm-hmm. Hmm. I don't know. Sorry, everybody. I'm having a weird time trying to get this piece to connect here. It should just snap right on, and it's not doing that. And that's weird. I'm going to make this bigger and take a look at this. Whoop, no, that's the wrong photo. There it goes. Yeah, okay. That just looks like it's... like... these go in like this. Yeah, these go in like this. That makes sense. And then this just kind of fits. Oh, it does kind of, it does look like it kind of goes over that. All right, so maybe. Okay. Let's move the arms up out of the way. You can't see this right now because I made this image fucking huge just for me. So maybe, yeah, maybe. I can get like one side in, but not both sides in. And I don't know why. I'm going to make this small again. This is going like that. And this, but then it doesn't want to set. And I'm like, why? Why are you being like this? The instructions just have like, it goes in. Like they don't have anything special about this. Like any kind of twist or anything strange. This goes in. This one's supposed to go in first, and then this one goes in over it. I know that. Like I get that part of it. Let's see. Was there any other news stuff? This sucks. This is an update. Last year there wasn't a future class program for the Game Awards. The future class was just like, here's young people who are changing things, and a lot of those people happen to be folks from marginalized communities, and then former people from the program, because it wasn't supposed to be like, oh, it's one and done, like there are going to be benefits going forward. And then people were like, hey, you should have a fucking statement on Palestine. And then there was nothing, and then it was like, we're not doing it, and now it's very clear they're definitely not doing it, and then also took it off their fucking website as if it never happened. And there were lots of commentary of people talking about that, and my favorite bit of commentary from anyone was, I believe this was Gita Jackson. I'm sorry if it wasn't Gita, but I believe it was Gita saying, "Doesn't Jeff know about woke too?" Which made me laugh a lot. So there was some sarcasm in that, but it made me laugh a lot to be like, yeah, come on, Jeff. Come on, Jeff, we're woke again. Yeah, they haven't announced new group, and then looking into further, like, oh wait, yeah, it's gone. Show organizations are not planning a new future class for 2025 and are not planning any program for the future or past honorees. And so they were doing like stuff for previous winners as well. And it looks like they're just fucking done with that shit. But no official statement about that, of course, because that would be, they would need to want to say something for that to be the case. Why can't I get this fucking piece to go? What's going on? What am I missing here? It's this piece, F16. I don't know what's going on here. I'm trying to go like low with it because I'm like, maybe I'm doing it the wrong angle, but or maybe it's supposed to be like a higher angle. And if I do it upside down, I'm like, does that make any fucking sense? Like, of course it doesn't make any sense, but like, could it make sense? I can get one side in, and then I can't get the other side in. I don't know why. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. Fucking weird. Stuck on this one part. It's very strange. Last year, this is Emily Weir, who was a future class organizer. Last year, we completed our promised cycle of programming for the 2023 FC with our TGA mixer and did not include a new future class. At this time, we are not planning a new future class for this year and do not have any active programming plans for future class. She said that the organization will keep the Discord server online for alumni to stay in touch with each other, but said she and Keeley are not actively monitoring the server. So basically, they're just fucking done with that shit because they started it when it was trendy, and now that it's not trendy, they don't want it fucking because they were quote unquote, you can say like consequences, or they wanted them to like be active or proactive. And clearly they don't want that shit. They do not want that smoke. They do not want that flavor. They are not here for that shit. Which is not, shocking at all to see. Oh boy, I cannot fucking figure this shit out. All right, we're doing a thing I didn't want to do, which is we are gonna go and look for on YouTube. I'm gonna look for Duel Blitz Gundam HG, and we're going to see we're going to look at a speed build, and I'm going to turn my audio or my speaker audio off. That is too fast to build. Okay. All right. You won't hear audio. I'm looking at somebody built. Oh no, this is a review. This is not a build. This is a review. I am looking for build here. Go. That is somehow a review. I'm like looking at the art of Gundam Toy Shop putting this together here. Yeah, they got theirs together fine. Yeah. Yeah, theirs worked. I don't know why mine's not. Weird. All right, I'm looking at a speed build now. Okay. All right, let's see. I hate how this person is doing a speed build. Okay. So funny to like slow down a speed build. To like watch this person. All right, so now I gotta put the settings. I gotta put the speed here. Playback speed to 0.25. So I can watch this very slow. This is so fucking terrible that I'm doing this right now, but I'm gonna try to figure this out. Okay. Okay. Even fucking slowed down, this is not helping me. Holy shit. That's incredible. Okay. Showing me the design. They're showing me it built at the step we got here. Now, snapping the top on, which we saw. And then, okay, so they're coming from the top down here. They're coming from like up here. So maybe that's what I'm doing wrong. Maybe I need to, instead of coming it from the front, I have to come at like angled down. And that's where I'm messing up, maybe. But that obviously didn't work right there. Thought maybe that was it, but that didn't work. They're like, The photo, the video I have of is them like this. They're like this, fingers here, snapping it down. And I am obviously not getting that. But again, I'm looking at someone doing a speed build here, so. Maybe if I do it like this, angle it back some. Hmm. I don't know what. This is fucking infuriating. My apologies, folks. This is not necessarily the most compelling stream here, but I'm like, well, that piece just slid and fell on the floor. So that just fell off the tip. Oh, here it is. Okay. At least I found it easy. Yeah, I just can't fucking figure this one out. I thought maybe like this was in the way and I could push it back some. And that was like the problem. But I don't think that's the problem. Can I push these in? Yeah, I can get those in later. I can squeeze those in, I think, if I get this piece connected right. Hmm. Man, I just don't know what I'm doing wrong here. This is crazy. Wonder if I can see another. Yep. Yeah, no, they just snap things together real fast here. So let's see. Full build. Okay, they don't show that either. Okay, I'm just getting reviews now. Unboxing and reviews. Quick build here. That's the wrong That's the wrong Duel that I'm looking at here. Yeah, all right. Well, that was a waste of time, and my apologies. That was a complete and utter waste of everyone's time while I did that. But I thought maybe I could find like somebody doing it and there was like some trick or technique that I was just completely missing out on, and I would look at it and go, oh, I'm supposed to do this. Oh, but nope, that did not happen. I just can't get this front piece on here, and I don't know why. I could just move on to the next thing, but I will admit, folks, I'm fucking annoyed. Right now, I'm fucking pissed off that this is not working. So I'm gonna literally take this piece off here, so now I can really just look at what I'm doing wrong. Maybe gotta go like this. So this is the part of this is the part of the waist, and then this part needs to slide in. Like I assume needs to slide in. Like this is the back side here, but these two little parts here have some pegs that have to go in to this part so that it rests in the front. Because you want it to be removable, right? If you don't want to have this extra armor and you just want the base one, you want to be able to remove it. So it all kind of just has to like pressure fit and snap in and be easy to remove. But I can't figure this shit out. And I don't want to break anything, obviously. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. That's really... I can get one side in, or I can get the other side in. Okay, that... All right, I think I did it. I think I did it. That was insane. Let me just get this on and try to get this together before I lose my fucking mind here. But I think I just pressure fit these two parts together properly. We'll fucking see. All right, let me get this on. And then... Okay. Holy shit, I have no idea why that suddenly worked when it didn't previously. But it did. I got it to work. Holy fucking shit. That's insane. That was incredibly frustrating, and I don't know why. But we did get this front part on. I don't know why that pressure fit is so bad, but it was very bad. So now we can work on the back part of this after the pause for the cause, because that took fucking forever. I'll do this. I'll do this quickly here, because many of you know all this stuff already. But now is the part of the stream where I'm going to talk to you about ways that you can support the channel and what I do here. Everything I'm about to tell you is optional. You're under no obligation to do any of these things. But if you would like to support me, I'm going to give you some ways to do that. And again, these are optional. You don't have to do any of these things. But if you would like, here are some ways to support what I do here. First and foremost, if you're currently a subscriber to the Baer Workshop, you can throw the Bear Cave, the Lego, the Scythe, the Tier 2 blue emote in the chat. Being a subscriber is the easiest way to support what I do here through Cash Money or your Prime Gaming token. If you would like to become a subscriber, it's very easy to do that. Hey, Dirty, you can just do that now and it'll be cool. If you want to gift a sub, there are currently 18 subscribers. My goal is to get to 40. I shut up about how many subscribers I have when I hit 40. If you would like to become a subscriber, you could do that. That's a thing you could do to support what I do here. We'd love to have you if you want to do it. You could also throw some bits and coins my way. That would also be another way to support what I do here if you were so interested in doing that. I have a Patreon at patreon.com/PatBaer. There's a $1, $3, $5, and $10 tier. There are different rewards. Consider joining me on Patreon. I will say that currently there is a Patreon poll happening for what I do next Tuesday. And if you are a $3, $5, or $10 patron, you can vote in that poll. And I would encourage you to please vote in that poll because it would be great to decide what I do next Tuesday. Would love that. If you want to do that, if you're a patron, you can vote. So please do. I have a YouTube channel, youtube.com/PatBaer. Over on my YouTube channel, subscribing is of course free, but if you would like to become a member over on YouTube, you can do that. I am currently, the thing with being a member is that you get my Wednesday videos on Tuesday. So the video that went up yesterday, you would have seen that on Tuesday. You wouldn't have had to wait till Wednesday like everybody else. Okay, so we haven't had my October update here for AdSense, but that's fine. Those are all monthly ways to support me. If you would like to help me out, just once in a while, I do have a Ko-Fi and a PayPal, and direct donations are encouraged and would be lovely. Everything I make through direct donations through YouTube, which includes AdSense, so watching my videos helps me out through Patreon and through Twitch, all goes into a fund. And out of that fund, I pull money out to buy model kits and Lego sets and equipment and all that. I was able to pick up this kit because of your generosity. Past you helped out present me. If you want to help out future me, any way, you want to support would be greatly appreciated. I am going to do, when I get my... I have bought one kit so far with the Patreon money that I received this month. When my Twitch money comes in at the middle of this month, I will be buying a lot of Lego sets and model kits. Many model kits and some Lego sets is the goal. But I want to set myself up for at least the rest of the year with kits to build and not have to worry. But also, hey, so the next thing I'm working on actually isn't going to be from my backlog. It's going to be from my wish list because somebody bought something off my Amazon wish list. A video went out for my patrons today, but I'll put the full thing out tomorrow for everybody to look at. But yeah, hours after I put this on my Amazon wish list, someone immediately went and got it, which is wild. If you would like to buy something for me to build on stream, it'll get a dedicated YouTube video and it will jump the queue and become the next thing I build. Like I said, I'm going to be working on a model kit that recently came out. It was only available on Amazon for like a couple days when I put it up. And like I said, the day I put it up, somebody immediately bought it for me to build. And I'm very excited about it because it is a night-themed mobile suit, and I love night-themed mobile suits. So that's very cool. But yeah, there's model kits and Lego sets, inexpensive kits, expensive kits. I have 2 versions of the Gelgoog from G-Quux on there. If you would like to see me build either Gelgoog that is available, I have that. If you want to see me build a giant Donkey Kong, I got a Donkey Kong Lego set there. That would be fun to build. A bunch of things and things. But yeah, let me know if you see something that you're like, ooh, Pat, you should buy this to build. Because I will endeavor, or I'll buy this for you to build. Take a look at it. My alternative to Amazon is I have a wish list on Throne because it's nice to have alternatives. Check that list out. And then, of course, the most convoluted way to support me financially is to go to USA Gundam Store. At USA Gundam Store, you can buy a gift card. They will send you an email with the gift card code. Then you can send me a whisper on Twitch or a DM on Twitter or Blue Sky or Mastodon with said gift card code. And then I will use that gift card code to buy something from USA Gundam Store. And that could be, you could even be like, hey, I bought you this gift card. I saw that USA Gundam Store has this kind of thing. You should get that. Let's see. I got a weird message here. That I have now deleted. I get because I talk about streaming on Twitter, I get a lot of DMs from people being like, I saw your video about Gunpla. You should stream about Gunpla. It's like, you're not a real person. That's okay. You're not real. Speaking of real, there are all real people in my Discord. If you'd like to be one of those people, you can join my Discord. We'd love to have you there. It would be cool. I'm going to put that in chat. And of course, it's in the show description on the YouTube. What's up, YouTube VOD watchers? Hello. Also, a couple videos here to check out. Pat Baer's Anime Club. The most recent episode is me talking about how, hey, for this holiday season, for the Halloween season that just ended, I watched a horror anime. I watched a spooky anime from almost 8 years ago. If you want to hear my thoughts on Devilman Crybaby, coming back to that show after only watching it once and then watching it again almost 8 years later, you can watch that video. And then Kuma Baer. Kuma Baer is my weekly anime recommendation series. This week, I talked about Cromartie High School. Cromartie High School is an old series at this point. It's very old. It's not a widescreen anime. It is an old 4x3 anime that is unbelievably funny. I didn't think I would like it. And that's actually the theme of November is shows I didn't think I'd like. So it's just me recommending stuff that I was like, I slept on. Shows I slept on could also be the title for this month. But yeah, Cromartie High School I just didn't watch because I was like, I don't need to see a show about a bunch of high school delinquents. I didn't realize the main character is a fake delinquent and he's just trying to survive in the school. Also, there's a gorilla and a robot who doesn't know he's a robot. And there's a character that is definitely Freddie Mercury, but extra muscles Freddie Mercury. It's really good. You should watch my 1 minute explanation about why you should watch the show and then watch the show. I had a lot of fun making that Kuma Baer, but yeah, watch that. I got more anime to talk about. Episode 6 of a couple shows. We'll talk about that in just a moment. I do need to drink some water. And in order to get into that drink that water, we have to dramatically transition back to the overhead camera so I can continue to build this model kit after I got this one fucking piece finally on after minutes and minutes of figuring it out. But we'll do all that right now. All right, let's talk about Yano-kun's ordinary days and a gatherer's adventure in Isekai. Yano-kun is a slow burn romance series about Yoshida, who is like a class president that is just looking out for her classmate Yano. She's just kind of worried about Yano because he seems he is incredibly accident prone. He is just a guy trying to avoid hurting other people and doing his fucking best. In the previous, she has a crush on him, and she is starting to understand, oh, I think I have a crush on this guy. He cannot imagine in a world where someone has a crush on him. So he does not know that is what's happening. And also, in the previous episode, they were at karaoke, and the lyrics to a karaoke song suddenly made him think, oh, wait, am I in love with Yoshida? Oh, shit, I might be in love with Yoshida. Also, there are a bunch of characters who know that they like each other and are trying to help them out. There's also a dude that likes Yoshida and realized that she's never going to like him back, but feels bad because he's like, oh man, I'm rooting for you, but yikes. Because Yano is a fucking like disaster. He's a nice disaster though. We feel bad. We feel bad for Yano because he is fucking doing his best and he's trying, but like shit's just not working for this guy. So Yoshida's like, hey, there's some, like, all of a sudden Yano's gotten kind of distant and it's weird and I don't like what's happening right now. But she's not like sure what's going on. She just knows there's a distance between them. Tanaka and Yano, who are hanging out now, they run into the rival Ashiba shopping for shoujo manga for his sister. And then Yano is just like, hey, to his fucking rival that he's not aware that's a rival, is like, hey, so like, how do you know you're in love with someone? Like, how you were in love with Yoshida. How would you like know that? And then Hashiba is not ready for this like honest and earnest conversation to happen. He is like not at all prepared for this. So he just goes, read this, it'll help you out, and gives him the shoujo manga. And then Yoshida's like, wait, what? He cannot imagine a world. Okay, so I fucking figured it out, everybody. All this time, I had the butt and the crotch on the wrong sides. Watch this. Look how easy that piece goes together. Look how easy it goes together because it's meant to go there. Because I had it on wrong. This is the front piece, and this is the back piece, and I had the back piece on the front. I had the butt where the crotch should go, and the crotch where the butt should go. That's why I was having all these problems. It's because this piece goes here. Why? Did I just have the waist on? I just had the waist on backwards. You must have missed that day in Gundam health class to talk the difference between butts and crotches. So I just had it on wrong. I just had it facing the wrong way. When I put the waist on today, I put the waist on backwards. I just put the waist on backwards, and that's why it wasn't fucking working. It's because of negligence on my part. That's just fucking insane. I'm unbelievably mad at myself right now, friends. I was so frustrated at this kit. And like, why is this fucking up like this? It's because of me. The answer was me. Oh my God. Anyway, Yano can't believe the possibility that Yoshida likes him. That just doesn't make any sense. So he's like, I guess I should try to be like more upbeat and like less of a downer. So he tries to pretend like he's more cheerful. And then Yano spends all weekend reading manga to try to psych himself up for his next encounter with Yoshida so he can like be a better version of himself, basically. He's trying to change himself, not understanding that she likes him for who he is. And everybody kind of just realizes that like, oh, she's actually like really weirded out by that. Like she does not like this version at all. And so then he's just like, oh yeah, I did that because I like you a lot. And he does that in class. So she does not have a chance to respond because he is just outside of his comfort zone and does not know what to do at all in any way, shape, or form. Oh man, that goes on so easy. It's almost like it's meant to go on easy, and it only didn't go on easy because I was trying to shove a piece on the wrong piece. Weird. It's almost like, yeah, that went on easy too. Jesus fucking Christ. I can't believe I fucked up so bad. I mean, I can believe I fucked up so bad, but it is, in my opinion, kind of impressive how much I goofed that up. Let's do a little panel lining on here. Here. Jesus Christ. I really did goof that up. Oh well. What are you gonna do? Can't do anything about it now. I already messed it up. All I can do now is try not to mess up the rest of this build. Yeah, I just put the waist on backwards at some point, and then never noticed I put the waist on backwards. All right. Anyway, she figures out like she just decides like, oh well, he says he likes me, but that just means he likes me as a person. He's not like doesn't want to date me. He's not in love with me. Like she's convinced that, oh, he's just like that. Like that doesn't make any sense. It can't be what you think it was. Which is understandable that she says that. But then the next day, Yano is fucking like psyched and it's like genuinely happy because he confessed. He like did the thing and he's like psyched about it. He's like psyched himself up about it. You know, he's happy. And he's like having a good time. And then people are like, and then later, somebody asked him, hey, what kind of like girl do you like? And he just goes, Yoshida. Because I don't know, that's his like thing. Like he's just like, I don't know. Oh, what kind of girl do I like? Oh, I like this girl. And that like embarrasses the hell out of her. And then he's just like, well, I told her I like her, and now I get to flirt with her because like she knows that I like her. And so it's okay for me to flirt. And it's just like, I mean, it's great for Yano. He should probably have a conversation with her where she communicates her wants and needs and thoughts. But like, it's still pretty fucking cool for this dude that he is just like finally like open. And so she finally is just like, hey, what did you mean by liking me? And he's like, oh, well, I love you. And she's like, oh, I love you too. And it's episode 6, everybody. It's episode 6 of a show I assume is 12 episodes. It could be 13. But this is halfway through this show, and like the two main characters have just confessed to each other. And you don't fucking get that shit. We don't get that. Now, are there going to be ups and downs in this scenario? Of course there are. Is it possible that, like, I'm going to actually looking up to see how many episodes we get of the show. Is it possible that, like, things are going to get weird? Yeah, I mean, it's totally possible. Let's see. Let me see how many episodes we got of this show. 12 episodes are for this show. Okay, great. It's totally possible that, like, shit's gonna get weird, but, like, right now, everything's looking pretty good. It's crazy. It's so weird to even have that part of the conversation, that, like, two characters who like each other have expressed their feelings for one another. And again, there was a lot of confusion in this episode, but we're getting to that point, and it's, like, shockingly refreshing. There was a show a couple years ago now. It's Shimardi, not just a cutie. I can't remember the name. I'm gonna look it up. But that show is two characters that started dating before the series starts. So you just see them be a couple. And it's really fun. Shikimori's Not Just a Cutie is the name of that anime. Shikimori's Not Just a Cutie. And that show rules because it's just this cute couple being a cute couple and, like, figuring stuff out. And there is, like, drama here and there and some other things, but most of it is just, like, yeah, them trying to, like, figure stuff out. But, you know, they are a couple when the anime starts, and it's, like, fucking refreshing and nice to see. So yeah, halfway through the show, our two main characters have confessed to each other and now have to deal with that, I guess. But it rules. And then episode 6 of A Gatherer's Adventure in Isekai. Let's see. Actually, sorry. Episodes 5 and 6, because we're finally getting caught up on this show. At episode 4, let's see. Episode 4. Clayston, who is a dragon man, he's like a dragon dude. He's a descendant of dragons. He is told by Takara, our main character, hey, the reason why I don't know what's going on in a lot of instances, and I don't know everything that's happening, and I'm confused a lot with stuff, and I don't seem to have a lot of what you used to call common sense. That's because I was isekai'd. I'm from a different world, and I'm just trying to figure shit out. And then our guy is just like, oh, what? Okay. Well, stop using magic, like huge amounts of magic so willy-nilly. Because, like, you healed me in a way that made me into a dragon newt for a little while, and that was scary. So, like, you gotta, like, relax a little bit here and there. And so now, hopefully, Takara is going to learn some restraints. But at the end of the episode, he was going to the blacksmith district. So episode 5, he meets a cat girl who is a blacksmith named Ribble. And basically, he wants to make a new pair of, like, powerful scissors, because our guy, I mean, it's Gatherer, it's in the title. Our guy loves gathering materials. He fucking loves that shit. This is the wrong piece. He loves that shit so much that he wants special shears in order to do the job properly. I need E16. So yeah, he needs adventuring shears. And then her boss is gonna do it. But he wants them to be really powerful and use, like, strong weapons. And so, like, in order to do that, he has to go get some materials from a mine that right now is apparently there's a demon in that mine. So, like, he agrees to do it, even though that is obviously dangerous. I need 8 and 9, which are these stickers here, black stickers to put on. So he agrees, I'm going to go take your boss and elf to this mine, even though it is supposedly there's a demon there. He's like, well, I still want to do it. On his way, he runs into the elf who he helped out in a previous episode, who was starving. He just runs into her again. And she is apparently she is looking for a white Pegasus, and that white Pegasus happens to be in the same area that our guy's going, Takara. And then later he finds her collapsed in the woods again, and then he feeds her again, and she's just like, "Hi, I'm Brolight, and I'm going the same place you're going, and I would love to go with you." So then maybe this girl will not starve all the time, perhaps, and maybe she can be a good guide, which would be nice for her. And she is looking for a white Pegasus for her sister. And so Takaru is like, yeah, I guess I'll hire you as my bodyguard. Because he's an adventurer, so he can do that. And then, of course, she's kind of a mess of a person. She snores in her sleep, and she's not a great traveling companion. She is, I would not call her the comic relief of the series, but she is a element of weirdness for the show. But I would not say that she is like supposed to be comedic. It is mostly that she is just a fucking mess. All right, so this piece goes in like that. That looks real nice. And then this goes in like this. And that also looks pretty nice. This is going to go on the side, but we can panel line it now. Get a little color on this. Shade this up real good. Let's see. Eventually they find Clayston is also in the area they're going to. Clayston is the dragon, and apparently he knows Brolight, the elf. So there's a connection there, which is surprising. But yeah, she knows Brolight, and so it's a small world. And apparently, Clayston is in this area is a local hero because he fought a demon lord in this area, a demon lord Zengum. And the king of the dwarves, because he's with the hero, he can meet the king of the dwarves. The king of the dwarves, hey, I know you want to find this ore. While you're looking for the ore, could you figure out where these demons are coming from? Like, because there's definitely demons around, and we would love if you could investigate. And Tucker's like, I guess. I mean, I'll probably find them while I'm looking for ore, so sure. So he agrees. They get set up with a guild receptionist to kind of act as a guide. And Takaru immediately and accidentally finds a better ore than the one he's looking for. He finds a superior grade ore. And then a demon shows up. But it's not an actual demon. It's just a big monster that everyone's scared of. It's just a mutated crab, like the other mutated crabs. And Takaru and B are fucking psyched about that shit because they haven't had crab in a while. Because I guess nobody else knows you could eat these things. So they're like, fuck yeah, it's a crab. We're going to eat this. It's a good end to the episode. All right, let me keep working on this here while I tell you about episode 6, where we finally actually get caught up in this goddamn show. So Clayston's is like, hey, that's a Trango crab. It's really strong. But it's not strong enough to fight ice magic from Takaru, who just whips its ass real quick. And he's like, now it'll stay fresh. And then Clayston just like has like a pratfall almost to just be like, what the fuck? Come on, man. You're using high-powered magic again out of nowhere. What are you doing? Takaru gets to keep the crab, and he gets paid by the king. Everybody gets paid by the king, so hooray. And then Brolight's like, great, I got the money. With this money, I can buy a Pegasus. And she flies off on the Pegasus. She's just like, later, I gotta go give this to my sister. Bye. So that's the end of Brolight for now. But guess what? There'll be more Brolight. Clayston, our dragon man, is just like, I want to stick with you for a while because like something's up. Obviously, he knows that he's from another world, but he's like, you're crazy strong. And so Clayston's just like, we're a party right now. Let's do a temporary party. They're called the Azure Black Brigade. Takaru brings the stuff to the so apparently this was not really explained in the previous episode, but one of the reasons why our guy needed this our blacksmith guy needed this stuff was not just to make the scissors, but because there was a big sword competition coming up and they wanted really good ore for this sword to make a cool sword because they're getting squeezed out by a fucking corporation. And so apparently the ore that Takaru got is like way better than they could have imagined. Let's see. And they're so fucking psyched about having this precious ore that they start crying about it. It's nice. Later, Takaru gets summoned by the Lord of the Territory. And Clayston's just like, hey, like, just be cool. Please be chill. Please be cool. So they arrive, and there's a girl. She's 14. She does not seem 14. She seems very young, named Tiaris. And she immediately is just like, hey, I heard you have a dragon. Be the little dragon. And she's just like, great, give it to me. And so Takaru is like, okay, he talks to her like, not like she's a child, but like she is, has reason and can understand, and just like, would you listen if someone asked for a family member, to give up family member, because B is my family, and so I can't do that, and I'm sorry I can't do that. And then like she immediately is just like, oh, that makes sense. Oh, I tried to take away a family member. I'm so sorry. And she like immediately understands that she was being a brat and like feels bad about it. And then B like comforts her. And she's like, oh, are you comforting me? That's so nice of you. You're all so nice. And it's a lovely little moment. And apparently somebody's been in her ear teaching her to be like an asshole. So she apologizes. And then the Lord of the area is like, hey, my wife has been bedridden for 6 months. And I heard that you helped out another Lord's family member. So I would love, she helped out a friend's father who was, so could you help my wife? And then Takaru is just like, wow, she's got a lot of health problems, including there's one that's like very serious, that she has a type of poisoning that he's never heard of before. I fucked up and didn't put stickers on this piece here, so I'm going to see if I can remove this to put stickers on. I don't know if I'm going to be able to separate these pieces to do that, but I'm going to try to do that. These won't be that noticeable because it's just stickers that go like here and here, but it would be nice if I could get them because it does look better with the stickers. So I'm going to see if I can. I don't know how to pry this apart without breaking anything. I wonder if I could do it like this. If I could pop that like that, maybe? I don't know. There's not like any good starting points here for that. Like maybe I could use, okay, I can do like that. Okay. So I was able to get in with my X-Acto blade. I would not recommend that you use an X-Acto blade to separate plastic pieces, but as kind of a way to get my wedge in, I'm going to do it. But I would not recommend this because, you know, I would not say, yeah, you should use a knife to separate things, but it did fit in there. And if I can get if I can use it to kind of rock this back and forth and then maybe get my wedge in. No, I don't think I can, but I can wiggle this. All right, I've gotten it separated a little bit there because of that. All right, great. So now my spudger's in, and now I'm just going to rock back and forth and try to separate without breaking, and it looks like I did it. So yeah, I would not recommend necessarily using that, but it did work in this case, and we do what we must. But I would not necessarily recommend using a spudger to separate plastics. Or I would say use a spudger rather than a X-Acto blade, because you might end up just cutting yourself. So yeah, that's the end of the episode 6. We're caught up with the Gatherer's adventure in Isekai. How's he going to help this woman who's been poisoned and also has other health issues, which may be related to the poisoning? He just met this girl and princess and, corrected her behavior, and now her mom has been sick, and maybe he can help the mom. We'll see. When I say that he beat that crab's ass, it really was like a quick and unbelievably fast victory. He just freezes it in place, and it's great. Our character is overpowered, and people are constantly shocked with how strong he is and how tough he is for an overpowered main character, and it is enjoyable. I find that to be quite enjoyable. Hey, we've got some time left in the stream here for me to ask y'all a question or two. What are you watching right now? What are you playing? What are you up to? What are you into? What do you got going on? I always love hearing from you about those things. Thank you to everybody if you were here or you're watching on the VOD. Thank you to everybody that joined me for the Jackbox Party Pack 11 stream on Tuesday. I can't believe there are already 11 Jackbox games. We did play that. I received a code for that game, but that was not a sponsored stream. But thank you very much for everybody that joined in. Cookie House is definitely the best game, in my opinion. I think I like the idea of playing a game where you're trying to do a bad job. The Doom one, I thought that one was kind of cool. But by far, my favorite game of the whole stream was by far was Cookie House. I think Cookie House is just really fun and really cool. I would love to do more drawing and all that. Again, I think the idea of doing it on cookies is really fun, and the whole aesthetic of you working at a place and weird customers are coming in and making requests is just very fun. I just thought it was a good time, and overall happy to do that stream. Happy people were able to come out and watch the thing, and we had enough people to play some of the games. I don't think, because I was I gotta wrap up the stream, I don't think I gave full and complete attention to Legends of Trivia. I am going to bring up for my D&D crew. We have been talking about doing a hangout stream where we watch movies or something, or TV shows or something like that. We've been talking about doing a hangout stream in between sessions. And I am going to suggest that we play Legends of Trivia because I think it will be really fun. And I really want to play that game more than any other game that we played. I want to play that game being able to be all on a Discord call and shouting at each other and all that. I really want to see how that plays like that, when you can really hear each other for a team game like that. But that is something I really want to play because I think it'll be real fun to do together. So hopefully I'll be able to get that going in the next couple weeks, because we're trying to all get together and maybe not do a D&D session. We're having fun with D&D, but it's nice to do something else. So I do want to play that with friends. Like I said, I don't know if it's Nubby's Number Factory is getting a cosmetic update this month, unless that gets pushed, but right now it's scheduled for this month. I will probably stream that game at some point and show off that stuff, and then also just play Nubby's Number Factory because I think it rules, and I want people to play that game and check it out. So I'll probably play that, at some point. At the beginning of the stream, I talked a little bit with Nathan about Hearthstone. I am hopefully going to get some decks for that at some point. Right now, I don't have anything. I did the billboard in Power Wash Simulator. If folks are playing Power Wash Simulator, I I finished the billboard stage, and I am almost done with the one after that, the house with the patio stuff. I am almost done with that job. When I do the next time, because I definitely will. The next time I do Power Simulator stream, I will go back in free play and show off the cool new accessory, the washing accessory that showed up in the billboard stage, because I think that's important to be able to see. I think that's like that's one of those things where I'm like, oh yeah, I think people would want to know about this. So I'll definitely have to showcase that when I'm able to, because I think it was like one of those things where I'm like, oh wow, this, I don't think this is a game changer, but it's pretty fucking cool. So I want to show that off. But we will definitely do another Power Simulator stream at some point. And then sometime before the end of the year, probably not till December, I don't have any new games coming out this month other than Hearthstone expansion that I want to show off. I don't have any, like I said, I'm trying to get a code for a game that's coming out in December. But also, haven't done the Heart Gold Pokemon Not Nuzlocke randomizer run. Haven't done that in a little while, so we should probably check that out. That's a thing that we should probably look at soon. And then also, we should probably... okay, so I gotta pull these off, and I gotta put on F1 and F1. We should probably do that, and then also... at least one more of the BWBW, the Build-A-Bear Wrestling streams. I got to do at least one more of those streams, because it's been a hot minute since we did that, and so I would like to do another CPU versus CPU show. And then maybe also this year, before the year ends, maybe we'll do another Pat Watches Wrestling stream. The last one we did was I just showed some matches in Wrestle Queendom. It was just all matches from the same show, and I kind of love that. Instead of like, here's a bunch of random matches, like I love the idea of finding an old DVD and just showing a bunch of matches from that. And so I might do that again. But I don't know. I don't know for sure. I can't say for sure that I'm going to do that, but I'm thinking I might do something like that. Lasher says, I finished season 5 of Clone Wars, and I think the big ending doesn't work quite as well as I remember, but it's still very good. Haven't played much because I've been cataloging every Magic Gathering card I own. Well, good luck to you, Lashbrook, on doing that. That's an endeavor. That's a fucking project right there. But good luck to you, and I hope that works out for you. All right, need one. I need E pieces here. All right, we got to put these gray pieces on here, and we'll do a little panel lining of that first. E1 is a front piece here. I can't fucking believe I had so much goddamn trouble with that because I put the waist on wrong. That's unbelievably foolish and silly of me that I screwed up that badly. I'm so sorry, folks. That was wild of me to just mess up like that in that way. But yeah, I would like to do another Pat Watches Wrestling stream before the end of the year. I don't have anything Christmas related to stream around Christmas. I would like to have something for December 23rd. I would like to have something Christmas related because it's the 23rd, you know? But right now, I don't have it. If you have a suggestion of a free or cheap Christmas game, you could let me know. Last year we did a Christmas diorama in Diorama Builder, and that was fun. I like that, but I don't have anything right off the top of my head. I guess I could do a Christmas themed, because I'm sure that there are multiple different Santa Clauses. I guess I could do a CPU versus CPU matches in WWE 2K25 and try to do as much Christmas themed as possible. Like, I could even modify some characters and put Santa hats on them. So I guess if all else fails, I'll do that in December. Because November, I don't know what I'm doing next week because my patrons haven't voted. but I'll do like one of the other things the following week, like one of the things that doesn't win the poll, and then the last week will be Nubby's Number Factory, because I'm 99% sure. Let me look to see. But I believe that Nubby's Number Factory, the release of that is going to be, what's the release date for that? Sorry, November 16th. So, yeah, so that could be the fall. That could be the 18th. I could do that stream, and then the 25th do like a power washing stream or a Hearthstone stream or something like that. Okay, I can figure that out. Depending on what wins my poll and what I do next week, we'll decide that. But yeah, that means in Lake has a great Christmas DLC that's a couple hours long. Lord Crashton, you're totally right. I did enjoy that DLC for Lake. You're right. That is a good DLC. But I guess, yeah, and then I could do that, and then December I could do anything new that comes out, because it would come out in the beginning of December if I get that code. I could do Pokemon. I could do a wrestling stream. The 23rd, I could do the CPU versus CPU Christmas themed, and then the 30th, I could do, I don't know what. I could do anything pretty much. But I could do another Pat Watches Wrestling stream. Okay, so I did these. These are all weird, different. They're different looking. Let me see. Did I mess these up too? I might have messed these up. I did. I messed these up. How did I mess this up too? Jeez. This goes on like this. We'll find out later when I put the shoulders on if I put these on the wrong way, but I think these are meant to go like this. The small in the front and the bigger one in the back, I believe, is the correct one. Yeah, okay. I think that's right. Let me look at the thing here. Can I even see what that looks like? An E? Yeah, I'm not going to be able to check that out. Okay. Anyway, the next thing we're working on is the weapons. There's a gun that lives in one of the shoulder things, and the other shoulder thing has a beam saber in it, which is fun. It's kind of fun that there's a weapon in one. I do like that in the shoulder. Basically, there's shoulder armor that we haven't built yet that comes out into like the backpack area, and that is a weapon, is where weapons are stored, which I think is a fun idea. And we will be building that on Saturday's stream, because on Saturday we're going to finish this model kit, because all we have left is some weapons to build. We got to build a few weapons. And we will do that on Saturday, and then we will start a new model kit. We got to finally build the Blitz weapons that this kit comes with. We'll put these aside here for now. And that'll be the next stream. But yeah, if you have ideas, I think the WW2K25 stream would make a lot of sense to do on a Saturday, or on the day before Christmas. You know, that would be fun. But I'm going to wrap things up there. Sorry that I got in a weird headspace there and messed up that waist so bad and was struggling with pieces that didn't want to fit, because of course they didn't want to fit. So sorry about that. That was unprofessional of me. But this is going to be the end of the stream. We are going to go raid. That is how we end every stream around here. We're going to go find somebody doing cool stuff that we want to go hang out with. Also, I think, yeah, okay, so my desktop audio was muted and you didn't get to hear the transition music, I guess, because I had my desktop audio muted to watch that video, so sorry about that as well. But yeah, we're going to go on a raid. That is how we end every stream around here. We're going to go find someone doing cool stuff and go spend some time with them. Let's see. How is this going here? Matt Wiggins is playing Ghost of Yote. We have not rated Matt Wiggins in quite some time, so we are going to go hang out with Matt as Matt plays some Ghost of Yote and see what's going on there. Oh, it's also apparently dog petting time, so we got to get in on that. Thank you all so much for being here. I hope you have a great rest of your night. Please come back Saturday at 9 p.m. Eastern as I continue to work on this kit. I'm going to finish it up, and I'm going to start a new kit, and this new kit fucking looks awesome. I'm very excited to put that together, so I hope you will come hang out for that stream. Thank you all so much for being here. I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye, 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 goodbye.